This is part 2.
Okay.
And again, it is August 19th, 2018. Right now, 7:01. Got 30 minutes to the conference call. Now I'll be finishing chapter 7 of the Holy Quran of Mecca. And then after that, I'll be reading the Circle 7 Quran. Alright. Section 22 of chapter 7 from the Holy Quran of Mecca. Evidence of divine impressed on man's nature. And when thy Lord brought forth from the children of Adam, from their loins, their descendants, and made them bear witness about themselves, am I not your Lord? They said, yes, we bear witness. Lest you should say on the day of resurrection, we were unaware of this. Or lest you should say, only our fathers ascribed partners to Allah before us, and we were their descendants after them. Wilt thou destroy us for what liars did? And thus do we make the messengers clear, and that haply they may return, and recite to them the news of him to whom we give our messages. But he withdraws himself from them, so the devil follows him up. And he is of those who perish. And if we had pleased, we would have exalted him thereby. But he clings to the earth and follows his low desire. His parable is as the parable of the dog. If thou drive him away, he lolls out his tongue, and if thou leave him alone, he lolls out his tongue. Such is the parable of the people who reject our messages. So relate the narrative that they may reflect. Evil is the likeness of the people who reject our messages and wrong their own souls. He whom Allah guides is on the right way, and he whom he leaves in error, they are the losers. And certainly we have created for hell many of the jinn and the men. They have hearts, herewith they understand not, and they have eyes, wherewith they see not, and they have ears, wherewith they hear not. They are as cattle, nay, they are more astray. They are heedless ones. And Allah's are the best names, so call on him thereby, and leave alone those who violate the sanctity of his names. There will be recompense for what they do. And of those whom we have created as a community, who guides with the truth and therewith do justice. Section 23, the coming of doom. And those who reject our messages, we lead them to destruction, step by step, from whence they know not. And I grant them respite. Surely my scheme is effective. Do they not reflect that there is no madness in their companion? He is only a plain warner. Do they not consider the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and what things Allah has created, and that it may be their doom has drawn nigh? And what announcement after this will they then believe? Whomsoever Allah leaves in error, there is no guide before him, and he leaves them alone in their inordinacy, blindly wandering on. They ask thee about the hour, when will it come to pass? Say, the knowledge thereof is with my Lord. Only none but he will manifest it at its time. It is momentous in the heavens and the earth. It will not come to you but of a sudden. They ask thee as if thou wert solicitous about it. Say, its knowledge is with Allah only, but most people know not. Say, I control not benefit or harm for myself except as Allah please. And had I known the unseen, I should have much of good, and no evil would touch me. I am but a warner and the giver of good news to a people who believe. Section 24, the final word. He it is who created you from a single soul, and of the same that he made his mate, and he might find comfort in her. So when he covers her, she bears a light burden, and moves about with it. Then when it grows heavy, they both call upon Allah their Lord. If thou givest us a good one, we shall certainly be of the grateful. But when he gives them a good one, they set up with him associates in that which he has given them. High is Allah above what they associate with them. Do they associate with them that which he has created not, while they are themselves created? And they cannot give them help, nor can they help themselves. And if you invite them to guidance, they will not follow you. It is the same to you whether you invite them or you are silent. Those whom you call on besides Allah are slaves, like yourselves, so call on them. Then let them answer for you, if you are truthful. Have they feet with which they walk? Or have they hands with which they hold? Or have they eyes with which they see? Or have they ears with which they hear? Yep, with which they hear. Say, call upon your associate gods, then plot against me, and give me no respite. Surely my friend is Allah, who revealed the book, and he befriends the righteous, and those whom you call upon besides him are not able to help you, nor can they help themselves. And if you invite them to guidance, they hear not, and thou seest them looking towards thee, yet they see not. Take to forgiveness and enjoin good, and turn away from the ignorant. And if a false imputation from the devil afflict thee, seek refuge in Allah. Surely he is hearing, knowing. Those who guard against evil, when a visitation from the devil afflicts them, they become mindful. Then lo, they see. And their brethren increase them in error. Then they cease not. And when thou bringest them not a sign, they say, why dost thou not demand it? Say, I follow only that which is revealed to me from my Lord. These are clear proofs from your Lord, and a guidance and a mercy for people who believe. And when the Quran is recited, listen to it and remain silent, that mercy may be shown to you. And remember thy Lord within thyself, humbly and fearing, in a voice not loud. In the morning and the evening, and be not of the heedless. Surely those who are with thy Lord are not too proud to serve him, and they glorify him and prostrate themselves before him. Oh, that was it. It's long. That was chapter 7 of the Holy Quran of Mecca. Next time I'll be reading chapter 6. And finally, I'll be reading the Circle 7 Quran, chapter, I believe, 41. Yep, chapter 41. Holy instructions from the Prophet, inconstancy. Nature urges thee to inconstancy, O man, therefore guard thyself at all times against it. Thou art from the womb of thy mother, various and wavering, from the loins of thy father, inheriteth thou instability. How then shalt thou be firm? Those who gave thee a body furnished it with weakness, but he who gave thee a soul armed thee with resolution. Employ it, and thou art wise. Be wise, and thou art happy. Let him who doeth well beware how he boasteth of it, for rarely is it of his own will. Is not the event of an impulse from without, born in uncertainty, enforced by an accident, dependent on someone else? To thee and to accident is due the praise. Beware of irresolution and the intent of thy actions. Beware of instability in the execution. So shalt thou triumph over two great failings of thy nature. What reproacheth reason more than to act contrarieties? What can suppress the tendencies to these but firmness of mind? The inconstant feeleth that he changeth, but he knoweth not why. He seeth that he escapeth from himself, but he perceiveth not how. Be thou incapable of change in that which is right, and men will rely upon thee. Establish unto thyself principles of action, and see that thou ever act according to them. So shall thy passions have no rule over thee. So shall thy constancy assure unto thee the good thou possessest, and drive from thy door misfortune. Anxiety and disappointment shall be strangers to thy gates. Suspect not evil in any one until thou seest it. When thou seest it, forget it not. Whoso hath been an enemy cannot be a friend, for man mendeth not his faults. How should his actions be right, who hath no rule of his life? Nothing can be just, which proceedeth not from reason. The inconstant hath no peace in his soul, neither can be at ease with whom he concerneth himself with. His life is unequal, his motions are irregular, his soul changeth with the weather. Today he loveth thee, tomorrow thou art detested by him, and why? Himself knoweth not, wherefore he now hateth. Today he is a tyrant, tomorrow thy servant is less humble, and why? He who is arrogant without power will be servile while there is no subjection. Today he is profuse, tomorrow he grudgeth unto his mouth that which it should eat. Thus it is with him who knoweth not moderation. Who shall say of a chameleon, he is black, when the moment after the verdure of grass overspreadeth him? Who shall say of the inconstant, he is joyful, when his next breath shall be spent in sighing? What is the life of such a man but the phantom of a dream? In the morning he riseth happy. At noon he is on the rack. This hour he is a god, the next below a worm. One moment he laugheth, the next he weepeth. He now willeth, in an instant he willeth not, and in another he knoweth not whether he willeth or not. Yet neither ease nor pain have fixed themselves on him. Neither is he waxed greater or become less. Neither hath he had cause for laughter, or reason for his sorrow. Therefore shall none of them abide with him. The happiness of the constant is as a palace built on the surface of the set. The blowing of the wind carrieth away its foundation. What wonder then that it falleth? But what exalted form is this, that hitherward directs its uninterrupted course, whose foot is on earth, whose head is above the clouds? On his brow saith majesty, steadiness is in his port, and in his heart reigneth tranquillity. Though obstacles appear in his way, he deigneth not to look down upon them. Though heaven and earth oppose his passage, he proceedeth. The mountains sink beneath his tread. The waters of the ocean are not dried up under the sole of his foot. The tiger throweth herself across his way in vain. The spots of the leopard glow against him unregarded. He marcheth through the embattled legions. With his hands he putteth aside the terrors of death. Storms roar against his soldiers, against his shoulders, but are not able to shake them. The thunder bursteth over his head in vain. The lightning serveth but to show the glories of his countenance. His name is resolution. It cometh from utmost part of the earth. He seeth happiness afar off before him. His eye discovereth her temple, beyond the limits of the pole. He walketh up to it, he entereth boldly, and he remaineth there forever. Establish thy heart, O man, in that which is right, and then know the greatest of human is to be immutable. Islam. That was Surah 7 Quran, chapter 41. And again, today is August the 19th, 2018. Islam. This is Imani Jabril Gray, Arrington-Bey.